Today I'm going to teach you how to find winning products in 2021, the criteria for a winning product, and how to successfully market the winning product. Let's go. Hey guys, my name is Ricky Hayes and welcome to today's video on how to find winning products in 2021. It is a pleasure to have you here today. If you do like today's video, please be sure to subscribe, like, comment if you have any questions down below. The slides for today's video is also in the description. Be sure to get it. It's 100% yours. I add all of these so you have a very detailed amount of information. Should also add, I apologize for my background. I am moving, and also this is the first video I've made in some time. So I appreciate everyone's patience with this. I try and probably do a video now every like 4 or 5 months. Honestly, I don't do them much, so you're gonna have to be patient. But without further ado, let's get into the slides. So what makes a winning product? Okay. So I always want to say, and I know I say this with a bit of irony, before just choosing any product you see and think, wow, I am going to be rich. Okay. Understand what makes a winning product at its core. And this is from my experience, okay, at its core. So one, niche is most important. So baby clothes, items, gifts, keepsakes, clothing, kitchen, dog, beauty, cosmetics. I put all the sort of, different terms for the same thing, just so you know. They have a strong correlation of a female demographic. Okay, in e-commerce, the majority of buyers are female, unless it's a very, very strong male orientated niche. As examples for that could be gardening niche, cars, okay, as an example, are very male dominated niches. But in the niches that most dropshippers are selling in, those niches are the niches that you probably want to pay attention to, especially in the beginning, to give yourselves a very strong winning chance. So the product has to have mass appeal, okay? And so I like to break down what that means. So mass appeal means it can work and fit in any household or relate to everyone, okay? Think about a bottle of water or a glass. It fits in every house. We want to have a glass. Or think about electricity, okay? Electricity, like what I'm using now, is in every household. It has mass appeal. Imagine if you could add a solar panel, like what we see, solar panels that save 80% of your electricity bill can have a major difference. And all of a sudden then you have mass appeal and you're just improving what's already there, okay? You're just improving what's already in every household, and you'll see that's what works very well. You look at like Netflix and streaming services. They work on any TV, just has internet, and as a result, it has mass appeal. It's just about how they market their product and service, okay? So that's what I'm trying to say is mass appeal. Think about it, that it's in every household, so you have the widest pool of customers that you can successfully market to. And basically it can work in any situation. Again, as an example, electricity, like as a prime example, let's say Netflix, although these are services, fundamentally have the same of the mass appeal approach. It's also important that the product is able to be customized by the customer without you having to do it, okay? Think about items that have multi-use, okay? Multi-use comes as one setup and the customer can adjust it based on their wants, needs, requirements. Prime example, I love my chair, Secret Lab, and it comes as a default setup, and then I can adjust the height, I can adjust how far it goes back, etc. to my personal wants and needs without the company having to do any additional work. The product has a margin of $15 as marketing is expensive period, okay? So across any platform now, I just say $15, okay? So you can get on different platforms, very cheap CPP, cost per purchase. However, most of you will be using Facebook ads, so $15 for starters. Google is much the same, it's very competitive. Bing, still pretty competitive, not as. And they all take $15 on average, especially in the beginning. So I really want to stress the importance of that so that you have a decent enough margin to do some testing without blowing all your money in 6 seconds. The product can be sold with other items, okay? And the important thing is that can it be sold with other items? And that's why I say niche stores. So if I was selling clothing as an example, although that's not necessarily a need, we're going to talk about that, shoes with shorts, Simple as that. Items that correlate strongly, that you know that people are just going to buy. Remember, think about the one thing I recommend to people is always try and sell. Look at your customer, not to be rude, but look at your customer as incredibly dumb. Okay, I always look at what's the foundation and who's the dumbest of the dumbest of the dumbest, and if you can ascertain who that would be in your mind as to this no-brainer will sell with this, it has mass appeal, then you are on a very strong path to success there. It won't easily break on delivery. I mean, again, most of you are drop shipping. Obviously drop shipping has changed a lot, but nonetheless. So, like a vase. Let's just use an easy example. A vase, you don't want that to break on delivery, do you? You would need it in bubble wrap. I would be putting newspaper articles in it, scrunched up, and in a box to keep it completely still and buffered from the outside. That's how I would do that in that example. But you guys probably won't be doing that because, in the beginning, naturally you wouldn't. So item is not an item you've already seen a million times. So I want to stress the importance of this. There's my channel and I've got a small audience, right? You look at all the other channels that have huge audiences. Every week there's like 5-10 videos that come out or something at least of 10 new winning products or whatever the number is nowadays. Of that alone, they get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 views. Then there's all these product research tools and they're all great. I'm not downplaying that. But again, what you're going to see is a lot of saturation, because I know two things, and you should know this too and count for it. Most of you are going to be doing it via Facebook ads, and most of you are using the same methodologies. So what do you think happens? Saturation happens in very, very quickly. So just keep that in mind. Item solves a problem. As I said in the beginning, it's always easier to sell an item that solves a problem. As an example, a t-shirt, okay? Or a sweater or a jumper. But imagine if any of those stopped me secreting sweat or showing sweat, all of a sudden that solves a problem that everyone has, because it's mass appeal. Everyone sweats at gym. And imagine if you don't have to worry about that. There's a reason that, for instance, a lot of people wear black in gym so it doesn't show your sweat marks, okay? As an example, okay? Just a slight difference can have a massive, massive outcome. Again, this one should be obvious, but please don't sell a trademarked or patented item. I'm talking very, very obvious. Let's say it's a Disney item. It could be Marvel, any of those that you just know you're just entering a space. I'm not saying doing intricate research, but I'm saying that the obvious ones just steer clear of in any fashion. It is not worth your time at all. It is evergreen, okay? I always strongly recommend an item that is evergreen. And evergreen, basically, as the name suggests, is an item that you can sell throughout the entirety of a year. An item that will be able to be sold, okay? So think about it during Christmas is the most easy one. People will buy heaps of gifts, okay? Gift-related things. They might buy specific Santa hats and stuff. But are you going to go and buy that during Easter? Are you going to go and buy that in February? You're not, okay? So we're talking items that you can see will work, have mass appeal and work all year round regardless, because I'm saying that for your own benefit, because you want a sustainable business. I hope that by now with you guys following me that I strongly try and recommend sustainable business structures. To me, I would prefer to make less money for a sustainable business that I can make more money long term than try and make money in the short term and then that dwindle out and I have to repeat. You'll notice that most businesses that are based on holidays, they die as fast as they come. You want a sustainable business. So I very much strongly recommend that, okay? So that's step number 1. That should give you a bit of an overview. Get these slides, it's 100% yours just to help you out. Let's go into step number 2. So today I either use Beautify, which for full transparency is my product and service. I use it works fine, but I also use Ecom Hunt. It's been around for quite a period of time. They've just recently updated a lot of their services. They're improving. They're just a great service and it makes it quick and easy, okay? And it's got a free model and it's got a premium model. I'm not promoting any of it. It's just a good product service that you can just jump in, using step 1 to get you an idea of what you want, and then this to help really shortlist the candidates even further, and then using the criteria, shortlist it further. That's just sort of how I approach it. You don't want to spend forever on product research, especially in the beginning. So using a couple of tools like this can really, really help you, okay? So as I said, I personally just sort of recommend it because it is a more specialized tool. The Debutify one is good, but it would not an absolute speciality and haven't been around as long. So I always like to recommend ones that are going to help the community the most, first and foremost. Remember that finding a product is the easy part, especially when you use tools like this. As long as you have a strong criteria, like in step 1, the next step is what makes the real difference to be able to scale, okay? So for reference, I like their trending products and existing products. So let's go into Ecom Hunt and let's just see if we can find one just ad hoc, just to give you a bit of a practical sense on how this works to apply step 1, using the criteria of step 1 into step 2, and then we'll go into the final step because I really want to teach that. That's the bread and butter that joins all the dots. Let's get into it. So to just show you, this is the tool here. I'm just in the default window. You can use their various criteria for filtering. They got a lot more subcategories. As I said, you got beauty and health. I don't really get into health that much, more beauty, but very similar overlaps. So you can break them down by all of these if you want. I'm just going to leave it broad because I really want to show you on a broad level like what you can find very quickly and very sort of easily. I like this silicone mask ear cushion. It's a good idea, especially with the fact COVID's obviously still very strong. However, I don't want to sell it. That would be a more short-term thing. I can see that, to me, that's more like a trending thing as a whole, as opposed to something that I could see being long-term sustainable. So I'm just going to keep scrolling until something really catches my attention. So this one's caught my attention, the scrunched booty leggings. So I'm going to open that one in a new tab, and we're going to have a look briefly. Okay, so this item is one I've seen a bit, the template one, I've seen it a number of times already. So, this is why I say about ones that you've already seen a lot. That's just an example. I just want to be perfectly transparent with this so that you can really... Now with clothes, this is sort of good, but again with clothes, like although it's a great niche, just make sure you know your quality and sizing, because it will come to bite you back very, very quickly. Okay, so hands-free baby bottle feeder. So that's a good idea. That fits the criteria in the niche. It's safe. Parents, actually means that the kid's not having to hold it. It's going to cause less chance of a spillage. I quite like this item. Let's have a closer look into that now. I prefer that more than the scrunched booty, so I'm going to close that one. The perfect solution for breastfeeding, hands-free system, great for traveling and busy mums. Yeah, as I thought, yeah. So, it solves a problem for busy mums and stuff. They don't need to be watching their baby as much. Obviously, they're still going to be watching their baby very, very carefully, as any parent would. But you can see, it's a very self-explanatory item, very safe. It's not going to cause the baby any harm. They can just suck vomit very, very easily. So I actually quite like this item personally. I think this is a very unique item. I've never seen it, so I don't watch much YouTube now, so probably not a good indication, but it solves a problem. It's very self-explanatory. You look at this picture and it says the whole thing for you just in a picture. That means that the marketing is going to be also very, very straightforward. You can see that the saturation inspector here, which they have, which is cool, is showing that it's not very saturated. It has the profit margin just above what I was saying, which is great. You can sell it for a good margin. It's also strongly likely that mums will buy multiple, so they have multiple, so that one's getting washed, they have a spare. So I would suspect that a lot of people will buy two, meaning you have much healthier margins. How I said average order value, items that you can sell with it, beautiful. So you can sell itself with it. You can sell similar items with it as well. Okay, as an example. So very strong that I would see that customers would be very has mass appeal. Because we're targeting mums, very simple to target, on Facebook, people into pregnancy that are mums. There's literally interest for that. you know, babies are huge. You know, babies are everywhere. We were all a baby at some point, right? So the mass appeal is there. It's in every household. Okay, just to sort of tick off that criteria. You see how now gone from what could be 1,000 products down to a select few that have a very high chance of success. So if you are actually watching this, I'd recommend you try and actually sell this. I quite like this on a personal basis. It's also to a very strong female demographic, obviously mums, women, you know, and so it's very strongly going to be towards women. It's an item that can be sold around the world. It's an item that's not fragile, so it's not going to break on delivery. It's got the good margins. It ticks, in my opinion, as long as an item ticks like 9 out of 10 boxes type thing, it's on the right path. The good thing I like about this, they obviously provide as well as videos, so you can, which will lead into the next step about making videos as well. You can see here they put USA, gender, all. Now, this is where I don't recommend this. I would recommend, well, one, USA, of course. I don't recommend all. I cut out men. Men don't, as I said, we're cheap. Men don't buy as much, especially for these types of niches from my experience. And I don't recommend 21 to 45. I recommend 25 to 44 because they're different age percentiles. Because 18 to 24 is one, 25 to 34, 35 to 44. So you're going to have overlap and it's just going to confuse the algorithm a bit. I just recommend 25 to 44. You'll find that very strongly that most niches that do very well, especially in dropshipping, are women 25 to 44. Okay, the audience size can be much larger than 500k. It can be at least, you know, millions. There's actually, I say the larger the audience size, the better. Facebook is just such an intelligent algorithm. They even give you influencers that you can try and promote it. Again, if you want to do influencer marketing, I would definitely recommend having a look there. Obviously, I generally recommend having a look at influencer marketing yourself. But you can see how by using a tool plus a criteria, how within about five minutes, I was able to find a product that I have a very good chance of selling. And I like how I've got creative content as well that I can use to curate it, because it's all about the creative now. You know, the campaign strategy is easy. The ad set strategy is easy. It's all about the ad. Okay, the creative is king. Then the copy is secondary, but making the creative is king. The creative is what differentiates you from everyone, and it can really make a difference to the outcome. Okay, because always just remember that's part of saturation. Making a new creative can dramatically reduce your saturation. Okay, so step number 3, how to market them effectively. Okay, so you know, finding the products and having the criteria is the easy part. Marketing them is what makes it hard. So for starters, I have a detailed video on how to physically make the videos there, just on YouTube, free. Check it out if you want, if you wish. So always turn a product into a need item. So whether any product or service, turn it into a need item. A need item is like, that's how I look at it. I've been able to sell anything by looking at things that the benefit of e-commerce is it's black and white, transactions in and out. And if you turn it into that as well as a need item, you can, instead of a want item, okay, so like, you know, why do I need this pen instead of like, why do I just want this pen? You can dramatically change the psychology of someone's frame of mind at that point as to why something like this can help solve a problem in their life. You know, like this pen is not just to write down notes, it's to write down notes that might stop your partner from getting shitty at you because you've remembered to do the things you wanted to do. Something as simple as that as an example. Show the benefits of the product. Show the old bad way, introduce the good, better, new way. Show proof of your product working. Have a call to action. So always in the video, have a call to action, you know, for a limited time only, with urgency. Sorry, I forgot that, with urgency. For a limited time only, shop now at blah, 50% off, etc. as an example. You'll see most businesses do that, you know, limited time only, hurry, don't miss out. I hear these ads all the time, whether it's on the radio, if it was on TV, a YouTube ad, whatever it may be, okay? It's proven psychology that will work through the dawn of time. So I actually recommend checking out this video here. This is what's called flex tape. I'm not sure if many of you have heard of it, but flex tape is, you can see this commercial, 27 million views in 4 years, sorry. that's insane. That is organic. That's purely organic. All right. Imagine the amount of sales they will have gotten from that because they turned their creative into a meme. Now, these people are the pinnacle. I'm not expecting you or I to hit these results unless we have stupid amounts of production money behind us. But you can see how, like, even without the audio, you can see they have a call to action throughout the entire video. Call to action non-stop. All right. Throughout the entire video on where to go because they want to get you going to their site further down their funnel. Okay. You can see it shows the benefits of the product. It shows how it has mass appeal. You can see how he's physically showing that it's not just a load of crap. See how he's actually using a weight and it's holding it up. See how it's applying to any situation. However, the product doesn't change, the situation does. And as a result, it applies to any situation. They're physically showing how this product. Now, I don't know if you know of this product or not, but you should be sitting there like, wow, this is a genuinely good product because the way they made the ad is so good. And then they even go to the next degree of being even more out there, sawing a boat in half. And then he actually uses flex tape to actually put it back together purely, and then showing physically it in action in live time that the boat is moving. That's social proof. Okay. That's proof that the product holds what he's saying, that he's not just saying things, that he's actually doing it, showing it from multiple angles, that this is not a lie, that this is real, and that this is going to solve your problem. Imagine the amount of sales you get from that. Okay. And you can see he's sort of going further to the call to action there, having a bit of fun, making it engaging, again showing how the video works in multiple situations. See how it has home repair, all of these different categories. Product is the same but works in infinite amount of situations and so much more. Okay. And then they're going to go to their full call to action where, because it's YouTube, it's a bit different, but you can see they've even got a call to action directly landing to their product page. It is as simple as that. You can see how people absolutely love this. It has worked exceptionally well. And you can see how even without audio, you can see how effective that is. Okay. So if you take audio out of the equation and you can explain a product that well, even without audio, then you're doing something really, really well. Because a lot of people will watch on mobile without audio. That's why we try and use captions and subtitles like what they've done too. But you should see that the video also, even without captions, explains the product incredibly well. Very self-explanatory, but mass appeal. You can see they've got this other one up here as well, using a very similar commercial approach, a bit longer, but again, using the same methodology of fixing problems. Okay, guys, it is as simple as that. This is why they have like 500,000 followers, subscribers just on YouTube, all organic. They make a stupid amount of money from this for no additional work at all. Okay, guys, so that pretty much explains that. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you did find this useful. I know it went on for a bit longer. What's that, like 30-40 minutes? But I do really like to be very detail orientated. The more detail you have, the more prepared you are, the higher chances you have of succeeding in this very competitive space. I really wanted to make this video because we've seen the boom in e-commerce, but we're also seeing, as a result, a boom in competition. Please take this very serious. For those who do, please take notes. Get the slides. The slides are 100% yours. I don't want anything for that. It's just purely to help you guys out. Now, I get a number of DMs about when I'm going to make my next video and am I going to be doing this more consistent? And I'm sorry to say the answer is no. I don't like to do these videos very much, if I'm perfectly honest, between you and I. Between running my multiple companies as well as being married, having a life, and I'm a gamer and I like reading books, I'm perfectly happy with how this is. I like my channel to be very advanced. I don't want to make mass appeal content. I like to make these videos very detailed and continue my education, continue improving my skills, and then making videos that really up the ante on what skills are in this space so that you guys can continue to stay ahead of the curve. Okay. I also want to stress the importance of making sure you follow people that are what I call legitimate. Okay. And please make sure that you don't just go out and buy every course and that under the sun. Now, I strongly recommend just staying on YouTube, at least in the beginning, okay, following someone for a long period of time, watching that their content is advanced, that it has actual meat to it, not just on a broad basis, okay, guys? And as a general tip of what that means, I find that the smaller channels, the channels that don't boom and all of that, are the ones that generally are the ones where you find a lot of that meat that'll really help you stick out from the crowd. That's sort of how I've always done it. That's just a little piece of advice. I'm not saying I'm a guide. I take that with a grain of salt. I am far from perfect. But look guys, I hope this has been helpful for you anyway. As always, I hope you have a lovely day. I hope you take care, and goodbye.